Think you know K-pop? These guys will turn your perception of it upside down. Stay tuned until the end, because the #1 star on this list will blow your mind. And hey, I want to hear from you. Leave your thoughts in the comments and let me know which K-pop star makes your queer heart skip a beat. Hello everyone. Welcome back to our next video. You to imagine your favorite artist walks on stage, and in that moment, you don't just see a performer. You see yourself. You feel safe. You feel understood. That's what today's conversation is about. We're going to talk about Tomorrow by Together's Yeonjun and why his presence in K-pop means so much to fans around the world. This isn't about guessing or making assumptions. It's about real actions, real words, and real moments that have touched people's hearts. Before we dive in, I want to hear from you. In the comments, tell me, when was the first time you felt truly seen by an artist? Your story might be just what someone else needs to hear today. Yeonjun isn't just called the fourth-generation it boy because of his looks or his stage skills. That title comes from courage. The courage to continually challenge the boundaries of gender expression in a space where it's still rare. Let's talk about a moment that has become iconic. Yeonjun's dress selfies. Not a gimmick, not a one-off. Just him, comfortable and confident, punctuated with reminders that clothes are not gendered. That presence is important, especially for LGBTQ+ fans who have been taught their whole lives that self-expression should have boundaries. And then there's the story of the pride flag. During Tomorrow by Together's Chicago tour, a MOA brought a pride flag covered in handwritten messages from fans around the world. Yeonjun didn't just sign it and return it. He asked if he could keep it as a way to honor a positive and heartfelt fan interaction during a concert. Think about it. He saw the love, the effort, and the identity that went into that fabric, and he wanted it to be a part of his journey. That's unforgettable. He has also publicly stated his belief that fashion is genderless and that people should be free to wear what they love. In his interactions with fans, he has shown direct support for transgender rights, often acknowledging fans' signs or chants of solidarity. And when he walked at New York Fashion Week, it wasn't just a celebrity appearance. It was a quiet statement that K-pop idols can thrive in a high-fashion space where fluidity is valued. Each of these actions may seem small on their own, but taken together, they form a model of true allyship, one based not on sensational headlines, but on intentional choices. And I want to ask you, have you ever had a moment where an artist's words, actions, or style made you feel like you had nothing to hide? If so, leave a comment. Share only what you feel comfortable sharing. Your story might be just what someone else needs to hear today. Yeonjun's artistry, whether it's his bold choreography on Good Boy Gone Bad, his playful vulnerability on shows, or his uniquely personal fashion choices, reminds us that K-pop is evolving. It's no longer just about polished performances. It's becoming a place where people of all identities can find joy, connection, and pride. And perhaps that's Yeonjun's quiet superpower. It's not that he can execute a perfect breakout jump, but that he can make a kid halfway around the world feel important, that they belong, that they're not just normal, but worthy of being celebrated. So share this with someone who needs that reminder. Let's build this community into a space where everyone's story counts, everyone's identity is celebrated, and no one has to dance alone. Eun-woo debuted in 2016 as a member of the K-pop group ASTRO, quickly earning the nickname Face Genius for his striking looks. Over the years, he has become known for more than just a pretty face, but also for his warmth, charm, and quiet strength that attracts fans from all walks of life. In 2025, a poll ranks him in the top 5 most popular male idols among LGBTQ+ fans. This was more than just a ranking, it was a testament to his presence that transcended gender identity. He wasn't just admired, he was trusted, celebrated, and embraced by a community that saw in him something rare in K-pop, a safe space filled with acceptance and beauty. In the queer community, love for an idol often goes beyond physical appearance. It's about energy, openness, and feeling welcomed into their space. Eun-woo listens more than he speaks, and when he does speak, his words are thoughtful, warm, and respectful. Whether at fan meetings or intimate gatherings, he breaks down barriers, making himself approachable, even to people who might feel isolated elsewhere. In a 2023 Reddit discussion, fans described Eun-woo as safe and non-judgmental. He's not known for his provocative statements, but for the way he carries himself, blurring the lines of traditional masculinity with a natural calmness. His style shifts from sharp, tailored suits to soft pastel sweaters, both of which exude equal confidence. This versatility resonates deeply with fans who value the freedom to explore and express different sides of themselves. And so his acting career began. In 2018, Eun-woo gained national attention for his role in My ID's Gangnam Beauty, becoming an overnight household name, but it was True Beauty that expanded his influence globally. Fans were captivated by his ability to maintain his cool, not with flashy gestures, but with a compelling gaze. Mainstream K-pop still rarely features openly LGBTQ+ representation in music videos, but idols like Jungwoo have bridged that gap, intentionally or not, by creating an atmosphere where differences are celebrated rather than marginalized. For LGBTQ+ fans, safety doesn't mean hiding. It means knowing that your identity won't be ridiculed, erased, or rejected. Eun-woo demonstrates this through simple yet powerful actions: a genuine smile, comfort with tolerant fan service, and making every fan feel appreciated. Ranks and endorsements may fade, but the feeling of being understood by your idol can last a lifetime. Eun-woo's connection to the LGBTQ+ community isn't something that's made up. It's built from small, authentic moments that whisper, "You belong here." So make this channel a little corner of that safe space. Share your favorite Eun-woo moments, whether it's a scene from True Beauty, a fleeting smile at a fan meeting, or an interview that feels like it's speaking directly to you. This is where music meets meaning and where every fan has a seat at the table. We're going to step inside the world of an artist who doesn't just perform music, he makes it an experience. An artist who builds bridges between the stage and the hearts of people all over the world, simply by being true to himself. You know that feeling when a performance just stops you in your tracks? Not because of the lights, the costumes, or the noise, but because something about the way they move, the way they look at the camera, tells you, "I see you, I hear you, I understand." That's what ATEEZ does. Every time. ATEEZ, a core member of WayV and Neoculture Technology, is more than just a talented artist in the crowded world of K-pop. He's a storyteller, a shapeshifter, and a master of conveying emotion. When ATEEZ dances, he's not just playing to the beat, he's creating moments. Look closely and you'll notice the way his hands glide through the air, the fluidity of his shoulders, the deliberate stillness before an explosion of movement. These choices aren't random. They're part of his language, a language that speaks directly to the emotions of his audience without a word. Over the years, ATEEZ has experimented with a wide range of ideas. One day, he delivers sharp, energetic choreography with pinpoint precision. The next, he conveys vulnerability in a graceful contemporary piece. And he's never lost. That adaptability has made him a rare performer, one who can be both powerful and soft in the same breath. Fashion? ATEEZ sees it as an extension of his performance. He's not afraid to play with silhouettes, colors, and textures. Sometimes sleek and minimalist, other times experimental and avant-garde. It's not about trends, it's about telling the right story at the right time. And what impresses fans most is how ATEEZ brings his whole self to each performance. His openness, his lack of pretense, makes his art deeply personal. He's not afraid to embrace fluidity in movement or to combine styles that others might find disjointed. For many viewers, that's not just appealing, it's validation. It says, "There's room for you here. Exactly you." ATEEZ's connection with his fans isn't built on stage charisma alone. It's about trust. He trusts his audience to join him in creative challenges, to step into a performance they've never seen before, or to embrace a look they didn't expect. And in return, his fans trust him to deliver something authentic every time. That connection is what turns a performance into a shared experience. You're not just watching 10, you're part of the moment. You feel his energy, the precision of his movements, the way he plays with tension and release, and suddenly, you're right there on stage with him. And maybe that's why 10's name comes up so often when people talk about the artists who inspire them the most. It's not just about his skill, it's about how his art makes people feel. Seen, energized, seen. What 10 performance do you always want to see again? What performance can't you just watch once? Let me know in the comments because I want this to be more than just a video. I want it to be a space where we exchange stories, where we hold on to that feeling together. Because when an artist like 10 connects with you, it's not just a performance, it's a memory that lasts forever. Today, I want to invite you to a story that's not just about music, but about the kind of artist who stays in your mind long after the spotlight has gone down. We're talking about Jungkook, not just the youngest member of BTS, but an artist who has spent years transforming the stage into something much more personal. When Jungkook first stepped into the spotlight, he was just a teenager, surrounded by older members, still searching for his own voice. But even then, there was something captivating about the way he moved, not just the sharpness of his steps, but the way he seemed to feel every beat in his bones. Over time, that raw energy became a refined art. His voice became richer, his movements more purposeful, and his confidence, well, now that speaks for itself. One of the most striking things about Jungkook is his range, not just musically, but emotionally. He can hit a stadium-shaking high note, then boil it all down to a whisper that carries more weight than any fireworks display. Fans often say about those small, quiet moments, the way he closes his eyes mid-song as if he's drawing the lyrics from deep within. It's in those moments that you realize he's not just sharing a performance, he's sharing a part of himself. His visuals tell a story too. Jungkook's style, from the casualness of a plain white t-shirt and jeans to the boldness of his high-fashion stage outfits, always seems to reflect the phase he's in. It's not about following trends, it's about wearing something that's his in the moment. And when fans see that, it creates a subtle but powerful sense of trust. The feeling that what you're seeing is real. There's also his discipline, the hours of practice, the relentless dedication to his craft, the way he treats each performance as if it's the first time anyone's ever seen him. That dedication to leave a mark. You admire not just the end result, but the dedication it took to get there. But perhaps what fans appreciate most is the way Jungkook bridges the gap between the stage and the audience. He has a unique way of making thousands of people feel like they're engaging in an intimate conversation. Just a glance, a smile, a wave, and suddenly the energy changes. It's no longer an idol performing in front of a crowd. It's someone sharing a moment with others. And perhaps that's the secret to his passionate fan base. It's not just his skills, though he has plenty, but his sincerity. When he sings, you trust him. When he moves, you feel it. When he speaks, you listen. That sincerity, wrapped in talent, creates a bond that is hard to put into words but impossible to forget. What Jungkook moment has stuck with you the longest? Was it the first time you heard his voice live? A late-night video of him looking completely himself? Or maybe a surprise performance that made you see him in a new light? Share in the comments. Let's build a space where every story matters, where we can celebrate not just the artist, but the connection he inspires. Because at the end of the day, that's what music does best. It brings us together. And in Jungkook's case, it reminds us that even in a crowd of thousands, just one voice can make you feel like you belong. You know, there's something almost supernatural about the way some artists connect with people. It's not just the music or the choreography, it's the rhythm, the energy in the air. It's the way they move, the way they carry themselves, the way they make you feel seen even from miles away. Today, I want to slow down a bit and talk about one of those rare artists. A name that immediately evokes passion, artistry, and elegance in me, EXO's Kai. Before we go any further, think about this. Have you ever been so captivated by a performance that the world seemed to freeze around you? That moment when you held your breath and all you could do was stare? That's the magic that Kai creates. And today, I want to explore why he's become such a powerful role model, not just for his Korean fans, but for people all over the world. Kai isn't just a dancer, he's a moving storyteller. From the very beginning of his career, he stood out, not because he tried to be different, but because he pursued a completely unique rhythm. When Kai performed, it was never just a series of movements. It was an emotional conversation, a language delivered through his body, where every step, every turn, every glance had meaning. And somehow, every audience member was told a unique story, one that was personal, intimate, and meant for them. His bold and ever-changing style was amplified by his bold and ever-changing style. Think back to his iconic outfits, the sheer tops that catch the light, the soft fabrics that move like a part of his body, the lines that defy expectations. Kai never sticks to one style, one genre, or one safe choice. Each outfit is part of a story. It sets a mood, deepens an emotion, and the confidence with which he wears them sends a message. Never be afraid to show yourself to the world. One of Kai's most striking qualities is his ability to combine power with delicacy. One moment, his movements are precise. The next, they dissolve into something soft, fluid, almost weightless. That duality, power and grace intertwined, has inspired countless fans to believe that they, too, can be many things at once. You can be strong without losing your gentleness. You can be bold without losing your vulnerability. If you've ever seen his solo stages like or Peaches, you'll know exactly what I mean. He doesn't demand your attention. He deserves it. His performances draw you in like gravity until you feel like he's speaking directly to you, even in an arena filled with thousands of people. When was the first time Kai stopped you in your tracks? Was it an EXO concert? His solo debut? A behind-the-scenes clip that revealed his playful, genuine side? Share your stories in the comments, because those moments are the heartbeat of this community. Kai's journey reminds us that music and performance are more than entertainment. They're bridges. They connect hearts across borders, languages, and circumstances. For many, he is more than just an idol. He is a reflection of the courage to express yourself boldly, to walk in the world without fear, and to carry both beauty and strength. So let's make this a safe space, a place where we can talk openly, celebrate the artists who inspire us, and acknowledge the ways they have touched our own lives. Because when we share these memories, we're not just talking about our idols, we're telling the story of how they changed us. And if this conversation has given you even the slightest inspiration, share it with someone who might need a reminder that art isn't just something you look at, it's something you feel, deep in your bones. SHINee's Key is more than just a performer. He's a storyteller, a shapeshifter, an artist who spent over a decade showing the world that musical identity is more than just a voice. It's a vision, and that's exactly what we're going to explore today. We're going to talk about how one artist built a bridge between the stage and the hearts of fans who value individuality, creativity, and the freedom to truly be themselves. From the very beginning in SHINee, Key stood out, not by trying to take up the most space, but by creating space for something new to exist. He was the member who dared to push the boundaries of what was considered idol fashion at the time. Bright hair colors before it was popular. Patterns and textures that not only matched, but blended together beautifully. Accessories layered as if they were telling their own side story to the song. But the thing about Key is that his art isn't just visual. When you watch him perform, you notice that his expressions are almost cinematic. A tilt of the head, a subtle smirk, a sharp glance at the camera. Every detail is intentional. It's theater baked into pop. Fans talk about how Key's stage presence feels like permission. Permission to show sides of yourself that you might otherwise hide from the world. His style blends strength and elegance, playfulness and precision. It's not about dressing to shock. It's about creating a language that says you can be many things at once. Offstage, in interviews and fan meetings, Key's wit and openness shine just as brightly. He has a way of making his answers feel intimate, as if he's not just performing in front of a crowd, but having a real conversation. People remember how he listens, how he responds with genuine curiosity, how he laughs heartily. That's where the connection is made. Not just admiration, but trust. So why does Key hold a special place in the hearts of fans who value self-expression? Because he proves, day after day, that you can be both an icon and an individual. That success doesn't have to mean erasing what makes you unique. In fact, embracing it can be your greatest strength. When Key steps on stage in a costume that breaks tradition, or unleashes an emotional voice that takes you by surprise, it sends a message. Your identity isn't something to shrink from, it's something to amplify. And that's why, for so many people, Key isn't just an entertainer. He's a role model. He reflects the idea that you can make your own rules, and that doing so can inspire others to finally take the first step toward living authentically. Share it below, not just for me, but for everyone watching. Let's turn the comments section into a space where we celebrate artists who remind us that being yourself is the most powerful performance. Because when you think about it, that's the true magic that Key brings. Not just to K-pop, but to anyone who's ever needed a little reminder. The world needs your voice, your color, your story, exactly as they are. The first time you see Hongjoong, you might notice his hair, a vibrant color that moves like light on water. Or maybe it's the way he stares out into the crowd, not to attract attention, but to acknowledge it, to say, "I see you here with me." And that's the point. Some artists try to fill a space with volume. Hongjoong fills it with presence, the kind that makes you lean forward without even realizing it. In a sea of classically trained idols, he stands out, not because he's louder, not because he's flashier, but because he tells you something without saying it. That what you bring to the stage, your color, your style, your truth, is just as important as the song. For many fans, that tacit permission is golden. It's a leader's words. You belong here exactly as you are. Hongjoong doesn't just step onto the stage, he builds it. As ATEEZ's leader, he's deeply involved in shaping the group's creative vision, from songwriting and arrangement to the narratives that run through the album. But what makes his connection with fans even deeper is his approach to visuals and performance. Hongjoong sees style as another language. A tailored suit becomes sharper with just one unexpected accessory. A flowing jacket paired with boots makes a statement about movement and power. He plays with silhouettes, textures, and colors in ways that defy expectations, and he does it with a calm confidence that says, "This is me, and it could be you." On stage, there's no hesitation. He's fierce and commanding at times, and graceful at others, and somehow the two don't contradict each other. They complement each other. That mix of strength and softness resonates with fans because it reflects a truth they know well. Identity isn't about choosing a stereotype. It's about owning every shade you carry. Offstage, however, he's thoughtful, gentle with his words. He's known for taking the time to engage with his fans, making each one feel empowered. It's that balance, a fearless artist and a real person, that turns admiration into loyalty. But the reason he's so beloved, especially by fans, goes deeper than his choreography or his voice. It's how he creates a stage where individuality isn't just allowed, but celebrated. Every choice he makes, a lyric about finding your place, an outfit that breaks with tradition, a performance that alternates between strength and vulnerability, tells the audience, your difference is your strength. And for fans who have struggled to express themselves freely, that message is both an anchor and a lifeline. Let's make this a conversation that goes beyond music. Let's create a space where the art that moves us flows together. Because Hongjoong isn't separate from his fans. He moves with them, sharing the same rhythm, the same pulse. And that connection can't be measured in numbers or charts. It lives on in the moments that stay with you long after the lights go out. Some artists step on stage to perform, Jungwoo steps up and changes the entire atmosphere. It's not just his movements or his voice, but the subtle change in the air when he appears. You feel it in the smallest details, the way his breathing matches the music perfectly, the way his gaze lingers just long enough to make you feel like it's meant for you. It's subtle, but by the time you realize it, you're already mesmerized by him. For many, the connection begins there. Not with a flashy moment, but with a moment that's almost invisible. Jungwoo has a rare ability to make you feel like the performance is happening in real time, just for you, as if the rest of the crowd is slowly fading away. And for fans who appreciate that intimacy, that quiet exchange is worth more than any fireworks or special effects. What keeps people coming back to Jungwoo isn't just his skill. It's the way he balances contrasts that often don't mesh. On stage, every step is precise, but he moves as if he's improvising, free, unfettered. His energy can be sharp enough to cut through the beat, but the next, it's fluid enough to blend into the beat. He doesn't fit into one mold. He doesn't fit into the image of a fierce performer or a gentle one. He is both and everything in between. That's the magic. It's not the sudden change, but the quiet unfolding of each nuance he holds, letting the audience decide which one they want to see. For fans, it evokes a deep sense of connection. Jungwoo's performance is an open invitation to explore the full range of self-expression, a gentle reminder that you don't have to limit yourself to a single definition. You can experience many layers. You can embrace every aspect of who you are. And perhaps that's why his presence feels more like a wordless conversation than a performance. Not something you hear, but something that exists in the space between the notes and stays with you. Offstage, Jungwoo's charisma doesn't fade, it changes shape. In interviews, you see a thoughtfulness, a depth, as if he's truly present in the moment. He laughs easily, but never offends anyone. He communicates with sincerity without forcing it. These aren't attention-grabbing things, but they're things that build trust with the audience. That trust is strong. That's why fans, especially those who have been looking for a place to feel at home, find something in Jungwoo's art that's more than just entertainment. He represents a space where art and authenticity intersect, where the performer isn't above the audience, but beside them. When you think about it, that's the real gift he brings. Not just a song, not just a performance, but a space where you can exist without having to edit yourself. A space where connection is the name of the game, and where every fan, no matter their background, is a part of the story. So tell me, what's your Jungwoo story? Not just your favorite stage, but the moment when you felt like he understood something about you, even though he never met you. Share it below. Because it's those stories that turn a fandom into a community, and a performance into something unforgettable. Every once in a while, you come across an artist who doesn't just tell you a story, they draw you into it. ATEEZ Choi San is that kind of artist. He's not just a voice in your ear or a face on screen, he's a quiet magnet. Someone who grabs your attention not with volume, but with a subtle, irresistible charm that makes you want to know more. If you have been following us for a while, you will know that this space focuses on exploring the deeper depths of art. So before we dive in, I want you to think back to the last time an artist made you stop, really stop, and feel. Hold on to that moment, because by the end of the video, you might find yourself adding San to that list. San's story isn't about chasing the spotlight, it's about how he moves when the spotlight finds him. Watch him practice, and you'll see. He treats the stage as if it were alive, breathing with him. Every gesture is fluid but intentional. Not stiff, not mechanical, like a painter putting the final, decisive strokes on a canvas. It's a precision that comes from reverence for the art itself. Then the lights come up, and everything changes. San's performance has layers to it, intense on the surface but with a deep emotional undertone. He moves as if he's telling a secret with each step, leaving you just enough to feel it and want to see more. It's the way his expressions shift mid-performance, from a sharp, almost defiant focus to an unguarded softness that can take you by surprise. But it's not just the choreography or the voice. Fans have described the way he makes eye contact, not a fleeting glance, but as if he's really seeing you, right there, in that moment, no matter how far away you are. And it's his ability to turn a crowded place into an intimate one that sets him apart. Offstage, San doesn't go for flashy gestures. Instead, he builds trust with small. He listens. He responds with genuine interest when fans share something funny, and with equal sincerity when they share something vulnerable. He recalls details from past interactions. And in a world where everything seems fleeting, those small acts add up to something lasting. The bond between San and his fans is built on an unspoken agreement. He will give you his all in those moments on stage, and in return, you will give him your attention, energy, and heart. It's a relationship that thrives on mutual respect, and that's why it lasts. So let me ask you, if you've ever seen Choi San, what moment has stuck with you? Was it the way he commanded the stage during an energetic song, or the unexpected tenderness during a more subdued song? Maybe it was something simple, a wave, a smile, a look that seemed just for you. Share it below, because your perspective will add another layer of meaning to this story. And if you're just getting to know San through this conversation, come see one of his performances. See for yourself why so many people talk about him not just as an idol, but as an artist who makes you feel seen. It's the kind of connection that reminds us why we love music in the first place. Let me tell you about an artist who doesn't just stand on stage, but also quietly transforms the space around him. His name is Sanha, the youngest member of ASTRO. And if you've ever shared an atmosphere with him, whether it's in a packed concert hall or just through the glow of a simple video clip, you'll know exactly what I mean. It's as if the energy changes the moment he appears. The noise quiets down, the outside world fades, and you unknowingly enter his world. A place that feels intimate and infinite at the same time. And I'm not talking about the glare of stage lights or the booming music. I'm talking about a quiet magnetism that doesn't require. You may come for the performance, but you'll stay because there's a warmth that makes you feel like you belong. That's what sets Sanha apart in the ever-changing world of K-pop. He doesn't just perform for you, he creates a space for you. From the moment he steps out, there's a certain charisma that envelops him. Tall, graceful, but never out of reach. His steps are precise, but there's warmth in every subtle gesture. Maybe it's the way he tilts his head toward fans mid-conversation, the genuine laugh when something unexpected happens, or the twinkle in his eyes that shows he's really listening. He doesn't just listen, he absorbs. And that difference is something you can feel deep in your manner. I remember watching a live clip of Sanha finishing an energetic performance. The music stops, the cheers build, but he doesn't rush into the next part. Instead, he lets the moment breathe, looking slowly around the crowd, as if looking directly into each person's eyes, nodding as if he's shared a personal truth with each one. And maybe, in a quiet way, he does, because that's his gift. To give away honest pieces of himself and make you believe they're meant for you. That energy carries over into every interaction with fans too. There's no preparation, no false politeness. He reacts instantly, teasing, laughing, leaning in to catch a coy remark. And it's those unexpected flashes that turn a fleeting exchange into a cherished memory. In a world that moves faster than we can keep up, those moments become anchors. And that's what makes Sanha special. He's not just an artist you watch, he's someone you experience. He's a blend of talent, gentle charisma, and unwavering sincerity that makes you feel softer, more seen, more appreciated. And really, isn't that the most lasting gift an artist can give? Tell me, what's your Sanha moment? Was it a surprise performance that took you by surprise, a behind-the-scenes look that made you laugh, or simply a photo that somehow said what words couldn't? Share it in the comments. Your memory might be the thread that pulls someone new into his orbit for the first time. Because the core of Sanha's story has never been about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about coming with purpose, filling the space with something memorable, and leaving everyone a little better than they were when you arrived. And if you've ever felt that, if you've carried that warmth with you long after the lights have gone out, you know it doesn't fade. It's still there, quietly, like a song you never stop humming. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.